pop-up live. I don't know if anybody's coming. I'm just working on things for Sunday's birthday bash. So I thought I'd just come on live since I'm just sitting here. And you look behind me over there, right there. Those are the bags of yarn for the prizes. There is 2 bags for the first part, and there's 2 bags for the second part. Plus, there are there's a lot here. I mean, I'm not gonna give all those away on Sunday, so it'll be pushed to the podiversary. Hey sis, what's up? I'm just doing a live. I just popped on. I'm sitting here in the craft room, getting things ready for Sunday, writing up the outline to make everything flow, and I just scheduled the lives for Sunday, bagging up prize packs and stuff. We come up with an idea before each. Welcome in, Ivy B. Welcome in. Before each game that we play, I'm gonna pull from here, and it'll be the prize for that game. So it's a mystery. Everything's really a mystery all the way around. Surprises all the way. So I'm working on that. I'm just writing up everything, so I got to get it to Darlene and Lisa, because they're my co-hosts. They're going to help. Oh, I pretty much this past week had spent hours and hours and hours on the computer auditing the books for the Chamber of Commerce. We had our big general meeting last night. Elected new officers. Guess who's still in? I'm in my office for 1 more year. That'll be 9 years, and I'm the only original. Welcome in, Perp. I'm the only original member from 2016 left on the board. We have all new officers except me. Nobody wants my job as treasurer. Nobody wants my job as treasurer. So I'm just deciding. Welcome in, Suzanne. Welcome in, Suzanne. I emailed you, dear. I'm just doing stuff for Sunday. Trying to put the what I do is I did this last year and it seemed to work well. It helped it flow. I put a schedule, and I'll put like the game, the prize, and there's going to be Nightbot drawings throughout the both sessions, and just trying to get everything so it's not a disaster, or too much of a disaster, let's put it that way. But last year it seemed to work well, having the everything in place, because the second part is going to be just like the first part, but it's just at a later time for those that are in different time zones. So that's why I did it. And you can come to both if you want to. More the merrier. But so that's what I'm trying to do. Haven't had much time for knitting or crocheting today because I've been trying to work on this. And I've got a whole tote full of prize bags here. There's different types. I've got bags like this. And if I draw from there and it says black bag, they'll each have a number on it. And you'll pick a number. And that's the bag you'll get. I mean, it's not to say that there won't be more put into these bags. But these are like little notions, and it might be a brooch in there. You don't know what's in there. And then I have other, like I've got probably half a dozen knitting. Like I do this here. This is a sock knitting bag. There'll be I got to print the patterns up to put into the bags. There'll be the yarn. There's needles, because I had got sets of like my Hiya flyers, something similar. Welcome in, Janet. Welcome in. I just enjoy it. So I'm gonna put a pattern in. So there's a like this one here has DPNs, okay, and this is a DPN keeper made by the lovely Rita of Linus Designs. She has a channel, and Then there's a set of, and you don't have to use the pattern or the needles I put in with it, you know, but these are for my sock knitters. Because not everybody knits socks. So I got probably 6 of those. And then in here, there's one for the Centro knitting machine, the Susan Bates interchangeable crochet hook set. There is a set of Tunisian hooks in a case. They're the Afghan, the straight ones. There's a set of crochet hooks that's in a little pouch. There were 4. I broke one this morning of the Omi hooks that are up for, that are going to be in here. And if I draw a thing that says Omi hook, well, you're just not going to get the Omi hook. There'll be more in your bag. I mean, I've got this here full of stitch markers, keychains. There's necklaces, project bags, notions bags. There's point protectors. There's counting rings. There's all kind of stuff. I mean, I have all kind of notions. Plus, I'm going to run tomorrow to the mainland to get some tea. I did perp. I didn't care for the crocheted socks, but I hope everybody and what doesn't go Sunday. There's probably gonna be 20 or 25 prizes, probably. We've decided on the games we're going to play. So we played in both sessions, and the reason it's why it took me so long to get out the times, because I was trying to think what would be fair, because I want to be fair with everybody. Some people live in the UK, Australia, India. You know, they live across the pond, and some people on the West Coast that are 4 hours behind me. So this way, I try to pick a time in the morning, early afternoon, as well as a time in the evening that to try and accommodate everybody. But you're invited to both sessions. You're more than welcome. And it is set. The chat is set to subscriber only, so we won't be getting the the bots and the spam and stuff like that. My moderators, I'll be counting on my moderators to be watching for that. And I have a whole. The first probably 15-20 minutes. I'm just going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about basically just an overview of the day, the rules, the games we're playing, how about the prizes Night bought, what the winners have to do. There's also an extra surprise. There are going to be 5 keywords and/or phrases, and they're in an envelope right here. This contains it. The only one, Lisa and Darlene will have the words and/or phrase, and if somebody uses those words, they're going to get a $10 PayPal. And there's a couple in there that there's a bonus $5 if you get the whole phrase. That's all I'm going to say. And if they all don't go during the lives, then they'll be in the replay. There'll be replay prizes. I have some very generous donations from Suzanne. From Suzanne is Hooked. Christine from Christine's Crochet. And in fact, I printed up the pictures of the yarn she's donated. And I got an email. Mama G is donating as she called it, a Yarnalicious mystery bag of yarn for the lower 48. And then if you're outside the lower 48, it'll be a $25 PayPal. So, I mean, Darlene had donated stuff, and a lot of that stuff is already in bags, notions. I did a video that's showing a lot of the prizes, so everybody had an idea of what could possibly be in your bag. I hope everybody is okay with that. I try to send out nice little bags because this is so massive as far as the amount that's going out. That's what the spinny wheel, like I did last year in the Podiversary. I'm doing the spinny wheelie thingy for $5 donations. You get 1 entry per donation. And that'll be spun at the end of the second live, and the winner will be notified if they're not present. You don't have to be present to win it. That's a $200 bag of yarn. And I had showed that. So what I did is, because there's a $50 and $100 bag of yarn, and it's a rough estimate of price. It's what they retail for. There was one, 50 and 100 for the first part, and also one. I also went in my stash and I got one for the second part, so that way it's fair. Because you remember I had Anonymous Donor that sponsored 3 bags of yarn, 50, 100, and 200. Well, I went in ahead and put another 50 and another 100 in. Here's one bag of the yarn. This is the $100 bag for the second part. And this one here, I kind of themed it on color. This is a $50 bag of yarn for the second part. I hope you do too, my dear. I hope you do too. Like I said, there's 2 sessions, one from 11 to 1 Atlantic time. Excuse me, I'm an hour ahead of East Coast time, so you can kind of figure it out from there. And the second session is from 6 to 9 Atlantic time. And Lisa and Darlene are going to be at both. Now, Darlene's going to miss the first probably hour of the first part because she has some, she goes grocery shopping for her mother-in-law every Sunday. So she'll be here later on. And I may have some, you never know, I may surprise and just add something in. But if you guys remember, some of the big prizes are the BOD thumb drive. I bought the digital pattern pack, and I uploaded it to a thumb drive. There's a 22-pin central knitting machine. There is a Susan Bates interchangeable crochet hook set. There is a set of Afghan Tunisian hooks in a big purple case. Here's the case. This was from Knit Picks. And there's your Tunisian hook set. There are some Omi hooks. There are going to be some patterns. There's crochet and knit, and there's one Tunisian here. And the thing is, if I pick out of the box here and I pick it and it says pattern choice, you get to pick one of these patterns. Here's an example of one of the bags that you might get. You know, there's point protectors, there's labels, there's a keychain, stitch markers, measuring tape, handmade with love tags. And of course, I always throw in extras. I mean, all the packs will get the normal Deer Island postcards and maybe some tea. You never know what I'll put in it. So trying to make, trying to share it. And the thing is, I'm celebrating my mom's birthday because the 28th is her actual birthday. And she would have been 88. So I thought that was a good day to have it on because Mom and I always celebrated our birthdays together growing up because we were both April babies. And I was 11 days before her. Well, I thought that would be fun. Now, I did a lot of videos when I was getting the stuff from Temu and everywhere I was getting it from to show you, hey, anyone or any of this can be in your pack, because there are going to be so many packs, they're smaller, so my shipping cost. I mean, I had a donation from a couple of people to help with the shipping costs. But those yarn packs aren't going to be cheap to ship. And everything is worldwide, unless otherwise stated. Like Mama G's, the yarn she'll do in the 48. And, so people that donate to me, please let me know if it's international or U.S., Canada, whatever. Only please let me know before Sunday because I'm trying to have everything organized. So at 11 a.m. when I go live, I'm set to go and I'm organized. I'm trying to be organized. I actually took a break I got back from that meeting last night, and I had started Darlene's husband. I had made him a kraken for Christmas, and the other part of it is a dragon. And I told him it'll be a while before he gets a dragon because the dragon is 24 inches from nose to tail, and it's out of that mythical creatures book I have. So I started it. You can hear the girls. Welcome in, Zara. Welcome in, dear. Here is the head. Got its little fire breathing. That's the head. So you can see how big it's going to be. And then this is the tail. I had to stop there because now I've got to insert the wire. Because in this book, and I had talked about it in the past, the neat thing about this book is you can pick your parts and how you want to do it. Like the dragon, for instance. Oh, where are we at here? Okay. It shows you all the different dragons that you can make. Okay. Well, the one I'm making is this one right here. It's got the phoenix wings, and it's got the sitting legs and the outstretched front legs. And then I'm doing if you look around the eyes, it has like my Kraken did, and then I'll be doing the cheek fins also. So that's going to take some time. But I've been itching to do amigurumi. Oh, Janet, there's no, hey, there's whenever you want to do it. I mean, whenever you want to do it, you can do it. Was going to drink here. Oh, but so that's one of the, and I had finished that. I've got to block it some more, but it's hard to see on this white. It's the motifs I showed you that had flower in the middle. These flowers. I've got to block it now because I kind of changed the edging because I added to it. And it's really just a statement piece. But that's the crown. And there were 5 motifs that you had to put together for this. Welcome in if I missed everybody. So I've got to steam block the edging here. It was just a statement piece, because I enjoy working with the thread. Sitting over here on the tutorial table are 2 swatches done for the dishcloths. Now that I'm done with everything for the chamber, I can, Obi, stop. I can finally get them filmed. And I've got to I did the lattice work for the cow, strawberry shortcake wrap we did for the broomstick cow. This will be the 3rd time I'm filming it. So I've got to redo that because I sent it to Lisa. Apparently I wandered off camera a couple times. So I've got to redo it. It's easy. It's really easy. What else? So, I mean, I hope everybody likes the prizes I picked. I made a bunch of stitch markers, and I got and I will be making some of the stitch markers. I will be waiting until the person wins, because I will give them, because I think I have a thing that draws a set of stitch markers, 10 stitch markers. Do you want knitting? Do you want crocheting? Do you want a combination? And I got some new charms. I've got seashells with pearls. I've got 2 kinds of butterflies. I've got dragonflies. I've got a whole thing of cabochon ones to make. I mean, the one day I sat and I made over 300 stitch markers. I had to order some more leverbacks. I ran out, so I got those in so now I can start making some more stitch markers. And if you would like a set of stitch markers from me, a set of 5 stitch markers, email me. I'll send you a pack. I'll send you one. My gift. Feel free. But just make sure you're subscribed, because if I have it set to subscriber only mode for the 2 birthday lives. Because I do know in the past, there have been times where we got unwanted trolls into our chat, and people that came in to try and win the prizes and weren't even into knitting and crocheting. It was just something that was free. I want you guys to be the ones that get the prizes, the ones that have helped me in the last 4.5, almost 5 years with the channel. That's why the Podiversary is going to be a big celebration. I'm putting money aside for the Podiversary because it is 5 years. And I'm hoping to get to 2,000, 2K, or be monetized by then. Not that I'm gonna. I do not want to be a big channel because kudos to those. I like the idea of the intimacy and the interaction with the Fiber family members that I have. You get to the point where you're so big and you can't read all your comments and at least heart-like and respond to questions and stuff like that, you know, or get lost in the comments. So, I mean, if I can get monetized to the point where it helps with shipping, then that's all I'm looking to do, because the money goes right back into the channel. You know, welcome in, Susanna. Welcome in. Hoping to have a good turnout for Sunday for both sessions. We get a little break for a little 5-hour break in between, but in that 5 hours, I've got to reset up for the second thing with the prizes, because in here, like, there's only one baud drive, there's only one central knitting machine, there's only one set of, you know, hooks and stuff like that. So they'll be taken out. So they may go in the first one, they may go in the second one. Don't know when they're going to go. It's I mean, if I went in like this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick it out. I'm going to open it up, read it, and show you. This one says mystery yarn bag. So what I don't have in here yet is the donated gifts. I have to write those little tabs up. And the only one that is not going to be in there is the $200 bag of yarn. That's up the other. It's on the bottom there. I showed that's got bougie yarn in. It's got all kind of yarn in it. But retail on it's $200. Don't worry, if you live in a country that has customs, we'll work on it. I'll make sure you don't pay any custom fees and stuff. Did I say that? That's the only one that you will know what you're getting. Because that's going to be the spinny wheelie thing that will go until the end of the second session. At the very end, before we go offline. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and you can win more. You can win more than one prize. I don't disqualify anybody from winning prizes. Last year's Podiversary, Lisa won a lot. She paid a lot forward, but she won a lot. The one thing I'm not doing this year is I'm not doing the get to know me thing like I did last year. We are going to be playing Bingo, Treasure Hunt, Pictionary, Hangman, Riddle Me This. So I've got a lot that I've got to put into place. Like if there's a tie, I have to, you know, put in for that. Nightbot, I'm going to do random draws with Nightbot. It might be a big gift that you win. Before the game starts, I'm going to draw the prize, so you'll know what you're going for. Now, there is knitting and there is crocheting. If I pull a knitting one out and you are not a knitter, you can do two things. Either one, you can pay it forward to somebody that is a knitter, you know, if it's a sock kit or something. Because there are some that are specific, like, you know, like I said, that are specific to knitting. I do all of the different fiber crafts: knit, crochet, Tunisian. So, you know, you can pay it forward or say you don't want it, but, you know, some will be knitting. But it's the easiest way I found to do it, to keep things moving along. Now, there are some that will have choices. One of the papers in there says project bag, your choice. I've got some project bags in there. And some of the project bags were the ones I got specific for my Island Yarnies when they got their Christmas pack. They're very much, they've got a lighthouse and there's the waves breaking over the island. So that's, I have some project bags in here. So you get a choice of that. Another thing is one that says stitch markers choice. You get a set of 10 stitch markers. Again, some of you might find a brooch. The brooches I showed that I got some beautiful brooches, like you can use them for a shawl or a sweater. I got on my sweater, my shirt here. I have no nose. Keychains, point protectors. There will be one cordsmith in the first session. There's a cordsmith for the second session if it goes. And yeah, there's two, like I said, and there was 4 Omi hooks, but I broke one. I dropped it and I broke it into 3 pieces. I'll show you what it looks like. And it's not like I can fix it because of the way it is. I can't fix this one. I'm going to try. I'll try and fix it with resin glue. But it was... This was the hook. And there's the top of it that broke. This is was a 4.5, a G+. So that's something I have to try and fix. But there are 3 other Omi hooks in there that will be prizes. So I just want to make sure I get everything. Let me make sure. I want to make sure this. I'm trying to lock them into place. I got to lock OB out. I got to get down here to the control center. Unlock. It shouldn't move. There we go. I locked it. Okay, cool. Yeah, Perp. Perp got one. Perp is an Island Yarny. She's one of my members. I only have 1 tier in my membership. It's through my Ko-fi shop. And I thank my Island Yarnies because they enable me to have the multiple StreamYards. They enabled me to have the time that I do the lives. That's what their memberships pay for my StreamYard subscription. And a little bit extra that I get goes towards shipping. It just goes towards shipping. It just stays in my PayPal account. And when time comes, I figure out how much shipping is. I pay my credit card, and then I transfer that money and pay my credit card. So, because the lovely Canadian government raised the price of our stamps again, and as of May something, the prices of parcels are going up again, like everything everywhere. It is what it is. And Barb and I get to refinance the mortgage this year. Ooh, it's not like in the States where you get a 30-year mortgage. It's 30 years. Not up here. I have never seen anything like it. You've got to renew every 1, 3, or 5 years. You get a 30-year mortgage, but you got to renew it every 1, 3, or 5 years. And right now, interest rates are up. We are looking at, we have just shy of 8 acres. We have a lot over there, a couple acres, that we're putting up for sale because we really don't need all this land, and we just want to take that and put that right on the mortgage. Because we're not going to use all that land. We were just letting it sit there, so we'll sell it. We know what they told us we could get for it, and it'll cut our mortgage in half because it's waterfront. So the store sold. The paperwork will be ready for us to sign next week. As soon as our storage building gets here, that's going to go up. And then yard sale time, because we're going to go through all the stuff that has to be gone through that I haven't got out of the store yet. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, Zara. I have some great moderators. I really do. I have some great moderators. And I can't thank them enough for their work when they're in here. We're having the lives. I tried to do a live on the Yayas, but there's something going on with Facebook and lives. I don't know what's going on with that. But the majority of the Yayas are members on the channel too. So Normally, when I have a live, like, I'll post that to the Yayas, later on. I'll put that into the community tab, and I'll put a link into the Yayas. Um, you know, and I'm so happy. Both my Happy Mail Advent boxes got to Zara and Christina, and by midsummer, the rest of the year is going out in one big box. That way I know they have it on time. So, um, I was happy about that. And I had sent a little happy pack out to Lisa. She didn't know it was coming. And she got a tickle when she got it. It was just a little whatnot bag. Happy Mail bag, you know. I got these stickers I stick on my Happy Mail now. It says, "Smile, you've got Happy Mail." You're welcome, Zara. Thank you. Zara has participated. Zara, Christina, Darlene. There's a handful that have been in every Happy Mail Advent since its inception 3 years ago. This is the third year we're doing it. This year we went a little bit down a little different path here, and so far everybody's been having fun with it because I've got new craft kits down there that I get to try. I have them all together, you know. But I'm just trying to, since I'm quote semi-retired, just trying to clear up some of the clutter on my plate. And oh wow, oh wow, oh, almost forgot to tell you. May 8th, I am meeting up with Debbie, the Canadian crotcheter. We're going to meet in real life. Her daughter lives in New Brunswick. She's headed this way. So her and I are going to have a little meetup somewhere between Fredericton and here. And on next Thursday, May 2nd, sorry, sorry. Next Thursday, I am doing an interview, a catch-up interview with Lindsay from Knit Chic. She is now in Maine. Plans are sometime in the future to go to Maine and to meet in real life. But we are going to do a catch-up interview because she has lots of exciting things happening this year, and see where she's at now and how her move was. So I'm doing it Thursday. It will be a recorded interview like I did before with her, and then we'll have it as a premiere, and she'll be in the chat to interact with you. But there's lots of she has another book coming out, and I'm gonna get her to talk about that. What her theme is for the patterns this year. And Lindsay, she is just an absolute, she is such a wonderful soul. She is just a very, very special lady. Well, I'm gonna make you laugh. That's my goal in life, is to make people laugh. It really is. If I can make somebody, hey, like I say, hug, smiles, and happiness. Don't cost you a thing to do. It's free, and it makes for a better world, better life. And you might just brighten up somebody's day that's in need of it. I live by that. I do. I live by the mantra: positive in, positive out, negative in, negative out. So I stay away from negativity, dramas. I stay away from it. Don't want nothing to do with it. Life's too short. Come. Yeah. What time? Yep. I figure you're 5 hours. 10:30. You're 4 hours ahead of me, Herb. Oh, sorry. Zara, I'm doing the solar flare from Lindsay. Her solar flare with all the beads. I've got 9 rounds left before I start the flat work on the flames. At current count, I have almost 700 stitches on the needles. It's and probably close to 2,000 beads in this shawl. It's yeah, blocking it's going to be fun. I've got some questions. Like I said, I got 9 rounds left of the in the round part, and then the flames are worked individually around it, but they're worked in 3 stages. There's a bottom, a middle, and a top, and they're worked flat. Wow, Susanna. You're in Australia, right? If I'm not mistaken, you're in Australia? See, that's why um, having the 2 sessions, by having the 6 to 9. Yes, we are. I actually in the pins that I got, actually, I think it's in one of the I think it's in this one here. Yeah, it's in this prize pack here. I only got 1 of them. I wish I would've got more. You gotta put it together. It's your row or round counter. But that's right, you're near Perth, because I said when I come over to Australia, we gotta hook up. It just says, "Just 1 more row," but you put this together yourself. It is a row, round, pattern, repeat, whatever. It's a counter. Yes, Susanna, I am on the look for my tickets. So, Obi, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I want you locked. Okay. Oh my heavens. He just don't listen to me. Here we go. You know, I'm excited about it. Hold on. I'll get it done. I'll show you guys. I have truly been working on getting a lot of stuff that was projects that were started and to get them done. There's new projects I do in between, but I had some very large projects in the works. My previous coat, I've got a decision to make about my sleeves and stuff. I literally have to tear out 1 sleeve down probably 12 rows because it's too wide. Because this is what I'm down to on the ball now. Now we're into the yellows. So this thing's going to need blocked. There's lots of beads in it. But not, as you can see, the gradient that worked on it, it was perfect. It was the perfect yarn. And this is one of those cakes from Hobbii. And it's all cotton. The whole thing's cotton. And this is the yarn I got to do the flames in. I think it'll now this works up as a print, but it's the idea of the yellow, the orange, and the red. To me, it said solar flare. So this has truly been a labor of love. New to me, beads. And Lindsay has her signature cables. You can see the lace work. I mean, this is going to really have to be blocked out. And I got a set of needle protectors on here that were a gift from little sis. And there are more. There's some of the needle point protectors are in there. They're little puppy dogs. Oh, I will, Zara. I will, because this is going to have to be blocked in stages. But so I'm really pleased with that, how that's coming. And the Christmas gift I told you I was working on, the person doesn't watch my channel, so I'll show you. Oops. I've got a huge tote sitting here. I mean, it's huge with all the prizes in it. Some of the prizes in it. Okay. Now you guys remember, I'm doing that kit from Mary Maxim, the Cat's Meow blanket. Color work. I had started the other one, but it had 5 different colors in it. And I'm not quite proficient enough at changing my colors and utilizing the bobbins. So I ordered this kit. I put that one in a timeout. I've got 4 bobbins attached to this. It's only 2 colors, but I got 2 bobbins on each side. You're starting to see the kitty cat's bum. the bottom of the cat here, or this is one cat, and the other one is you can see the middle part is the cat. So it's starting to look like something. And what's nice about this one is the other one was single crochet. This one's a knotted half double. Real easy stitch. Real easy stitch. So it's going, and the yarn is really nice in the kit. I had ordered a kit last year that is going to be put into the Podiversary giveaway. It was called the Generational Throw. It's a knitting kit, blanket, and I got it in like a smoky gray. It's gorgeous, and it's an advanced pattern. But that's going to be in the Podiversary because I've got too many blanket kits sitting there. So that one I'm going to put into the Podiversary gift pile for the gift Podiversary. But no, so I mean, I've got 2 pair of socks that I'm on the second sock, halfway down on both. And the 2 at a time, I got to do the heel flap and gusset. They're the ruffle cuff socks that I made from Line Brand that I showed you guys last year. And then I sent a pattern to some people called Frosted Meadow socks. Excuse me. Darlene said she's going to need some help on stitches. I haven't even had really a chance to look at it because I want to get one more pair casted off before I cast on another pair of socks. Because I do enjoy socks because they're a small project that I can take with me on the ferry, or if I go cards, when I go play poker. I knit while I play poker. Messes with their minds. So I've got one of the guys I play cards with. They're expecting their first baby in October. I'm waiting to find out what the sex is. So I'm hoping it's a girl because I have this Serdar pattern that is absolutely adorable. It's a dress and a bonnet and booties. Oh, it is so cute. And I'd want to do it in like a cream or the palest pink. Knit it up. It's on fine needles. It's small needles. So, it's so I do have stuff. It's just life. I mean, in the beginning of the year, I told you guys that 2024, I'm trying to find my balance and find some normalcy in my life. Kind of slow down, take a breath. But to get to that point, there's a lot that I have to. I mean, the sale of the store is going to be a big one because that's a big load off my mind, both financially and just stress-wise. The stress will be done when I have everything moved out of there and into the storage building. But the storage building isn't even here yet, and it'll take them. They'll have it up in like 3 or 4 days. But we have to build a bridge to go across the culvert because there's a big ditch where the drainage goes down through between the piece of property where we're putting the building and over here where the house is at. So we've got to build a bridge. We're trying to figure out how we're going to do that the least inexpensive way. So I can drive the pickup over. Not stay on it, but just drive across to the building and unload. So just lots going on. The guy to open the pool should be here any day now. I've got to give him a call Monday and check them. Then by the middle of May, I'm going to be back. I got to co-teach a class and do my final teach. And then they're both Mary Maxim, Suzanne. The first one had all the different pictures of the cat sitting and standing and playing. That one had 5 colors. It's in single crochet. And my I didn't like how my yarn management was working with all those different colors. It's new to me working with the colors. So I got this one because it's only 2 colors. And it's for a friend of mine that for Christmas. And this one's a little bit easier. And it's, excuse me, it's going faster than just single crochet. Because it's a contrast. If you look how, it's pretty cool the way they have a guitar like this too. It's pretty cool how it is, because like I have 4 bobbins going across, 2 of each color, but they alternate. And it's chart, and I'm slow at reading charts. That's what I do, so I can follow my chart. So it's slow going. Nice yarn. It's nice yarn that I'm using. The Melange Red Heart Roll With It Melange is really nice yarn. I was surprised. I'd never used it before. So, like I said, get a few of those things done. And I need to change Manelli's shawl. That's my Farahon shawl. That was my first full mosaic project. I mean, I've done a lot of mosaic, but I've done like pillows and swatches and stuff like that. And I absolutely am so proud of that. I love that shawl. That's one I kept. I've given most of my shawls away. I've kept that one. And I have a canvas bin there with stuff that I made that I might put in for prizes too. You know, somebody wants it. I have some cowls I knitted, fingerless mitts that I knitted, gloves that I crocheted. It was Bod's pattern, and I put eyelash fur cuffs on it. All kinds of hats. So, yeah. So what is everybody working on? How's everybody doing? But no, I'm out of coffee. No, I got a little bit left. My coffee's always cold by the time I drink it. And I did cut. I trimmed my hair. I cut about that much off. I trimmed it up. Little by little, my brown's coming out. It's almost all gray, silver, white. It's almost gray, silver, white. So is everybody excited for Sunday? Bring your thinking caps, because we're going to, like I said, we're going to be playing those games. And as an example, I'm going to show you what kind of riddles these are. I got this from Amazon. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to fan out like this. I'm going to pick one, because that one I'll leave out because, of course, we're going over it now. And I will read you the riddle. And then Lisa and Darlene will have the answer. And it says, what is pronounced like one letter, spelled with 3 letters, and most people have 2 of them? Well, sorry, you need your rest, hon. You need your rest. But that's how the riddles are. You know, I looked at Trivial Pursuit and that, but when you're dealing with people from all around the world, it's hard to have something where everybody, you know, is familiar with it. But anyways, what is pronounced like one letter, spelled with 3 letters, and most people have 2 of them? N-I. Yes, Sarah, it's going to be $5 Canadian. It's going to be $5 Canadian. You get 1 entry for every $5 Canadian PayPal you do. And that wheel is for the shipping costs. That's what it's for. The prize is a $200 bag of yarn. And I mean, the shipping on this baby is going to be there's all kind of there's bougie yarn in here. There's cotton. There's Holscon. There's alpaca. Yeah, like there's Holscon right there, and alpaca, Hirschner's, Whimsical. I mean, this thing here retails for $200. The retail price on this. Yeah. I know, really, seriously. I gotta quit. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. That's the problem. I talk with my hands. And this is the $100 bag for the second part. And you're saying, well, that's almost as big as the other one. Yes, but it's the types of yarns. I mean, this is a lot of acrylic. There's 2 hanks of Briggs & Little in plum or grape that's made right here in New Brunswick. Susanna, I have watched some of the Harry Potter, but I'm not real familiar with it. Oh, thanks, Suzanne. But you know, that's why I just got that riddle me this. It's a good riddle. You know, we talked. Lisa, Darlene, and I met this morning. Yeah, yeah, Zara, there is. I do have one bag that is all cotton. That is in the first birthday. It is the $100 bag, I believe. Oh, oh, my knee. Oh, I got a table under here that matches my desk. That right now I just have sitting there. Well, I'll give you a. You've seen the $200 bag. You've seen the $100 bag for the second half. Okay, this is the $50 bag for the second half. And this is mill ends. That's why there's no. That's a mandala cake. There's no band on it. Then this is the $50 bag for the first part of the bag. This is Moroccan Nights, Date Nights, and some Metallico. Copy here. And this is that's the $50. This must be the $100 bag. Because this is Holskarn. This is all cotton, except for these ones here. They're a wool cotton blend, and it's really soft. It's Holskarn. There's some Titicaca, alpaca. And then this is all cotton. These here are all cotton, and then these are hanks of Pima cotton, I think. So I'll tell you, it doesn't take long to get to $100 in yarn when you're doing retail. But you guys know that I don't shop retail. That's how I was able to get the extra. I was able to do some of the extra prizes I got. This one here has Holskarn, Cotton King. It's got City Life from Premier. But this one here is like theme. If you look at the colors, they're all blue with the exception of this purple gradient. But they all go together. A lot of what I did is I tried to kind of, make it somewhat matchy. But the thing is, any yarn I send out, I try to make sure you have enough. Even if I'm just sending you a couple skeins of yarn, like in the one there's 3 skeins of Red Heart Brilliant Stripes. It's 3 of them. Make a nice project. So I make sure you try to have enough. I just don't want to send like one hank that only has 120 yards on it, or one, skein, because what are you going to make 120 yards other than a hat? So I try to, I try to put variety when I do send yarn out. Now, there will be more yarn bags of yarn. There'll be, maybe 2 or 3 skeins. It might be a couple cakes. If the prize pool says mystery yarn bag, then I will be pulling from my stash, and you will get a surprise. You won't know what you're getting. First, I'll check, do you have any allergies or sensitivities? But as you can see right there, all cakes. I haven't sold them yet, Zara. I just haven't had time because I've got cakes here, and there's more in my bedroom, and I'm putting some sock yarn in too because I have got an overabundance of sock yarn. Love it. So yeah, I've got cakes all over the place. In fact, I got cakes there that fell over. Hold on a second. Okay. Very possible these will. I got yarn flying around. It's very possible. I bought these from Natalie's Closet when she was moving. She had some yarn. I bought these, and I had never had Expression Fiber Arts. Look at the colors. These say open and stitching. So these, like, I would send these would be a prize pack right here. These two. These are 50% merino, 50% lyocell. 200. There's 400 yards here, so you can make something really nice with that. Exactly, perp. Exactly. So this, since we're talking, this is going to go for one of the mystery, and I have some more bougie yarns over there. That'll go. I have one. I haven't decided if I'm putting it in, and I have this one here. In here are some cakes that I've caked up for mystery bags. And when I say you only get one cake, well, this is a lace weight. The colors are gorgeous. This is from Turkey. That's the thickness. But this I can't tell you. There's got to be a couple thousand yards on this. These two will go together. These are cotton. It's a boucle cotton. There's a lot of yardage here. I mean, these are heavy. That's another one. And then I have this one. This is also from Turkey. It's a cotton blend. It's got nups in it. It's what it is it is two types of yarn together. That's another one. And then, if you all remember, I'm just going to put all this in here because these are for the birthday bash. I had gotten the yarn from Temu. I'd never got yarn from Temu. I caked it up. There it is. So that's another prize. That's what this basket is. This is for the mystery yarn prizes. And when I say you'll get a cake of yarn, you know, it's a big cake. So you might win one of these. You might win these. You don't know. But this is extra yarn for the birthday bash. And it's even, you know, I mean, oh, I know in the box here, there is a mini skein pack. I've got 2 jars of mini skeins that I'd be putting together. Mini skein pack for you, which is great for socks, or you can incorporate them into color work. I actually saw, I've got to watch who, I think it was Aquila from the Lefty Knitter. There's this pattern, and I actually saved it to my Ravelry library. I haven't bought the pattern yet, but it's like a cardigan, and the blocks are based on the movie Labyrinth. So it looked interesting. She was showing it, which is another way to use up mini skeins. Because I've got, if you remember, the Happy Mail we did this year, Happy Mail Advent last year was mini skeins, mini hanks, and I've got a whole bucket up there that Darlene sent me. She's got hers. And I have 2 Fiona jars that were during the Fiona hurricane. I had bought one, and then Darlene bought me one, so I have 2 of them. So I'm trying to have a variety, you know, not just always having yarn. And, you know, so that's why I said some of the packs, I mean, there'll be a lot of the small packs, but still, you know, you might win a couple of those, which means it's nice because I'll just stick them all into one of my teal shipping bags. The first package I mailed out was one of those, went to Lisa. I asked her how was the condition of the bag when she got it. She says, fine, no rips, no tears. Now, I do double line it. I do put everything into a plastic bag, and then I put that into the shipping bag just to protect it, you know. So that's what I'm going to be doing. You know, I wasn't going to do anything with my birthday this year. I wasn't. My anonymous donor said, "Oh, yes, you are, because here I'm sponsoring these packs, and yes, we're going to celebrate your birthday." Let's face it, I'm 63. Ain't no spring chicken, but I don't feel my age either. Well, most days I don't. The arthritis in my hands, it's has its days. Days I can't knit or crochet, I make stitch markers. But the weather's getting nice here. The night before last, it went down to -12 Celsius. It was cold. It was cold. They actually had snow flurries. Yes, Sarah, that person has been is I don't know why, but this person says they believe in my channel. They like what I do, and they just want to see me grow. And I'm very appreciative of that. For somebody to donate the way this person has, it's so I want to make sure that I am, worthy of this person's faith in my channel. Oh, Zara, we all do. You celebrate yourself, celebrate the person you are, like the person you are. It took me a long time before I could say that. There was a time in my life where I didn't like the person I saw in the mirror, and I went on a journey. And I got to the point where I said, I like who I am, and that's all that counts. Oh, Janet, let me tell you something, hon. I have no problem admitting my age, my weight, none of that. Don't bother me none. They're just numbers. Obi, stop. They're just numbers. I don't judge myself. I don't judge myself or no, they're just numbers. They're just numbers. Somebody asked me a question. I'm honest with you. I'm pretty much an open book. Hubby and I were that way all the time. People said maybe to a fault that we were too honest. To me, there's no such thing as being too honest. If you cannot give an honest answer to somebody, first off, do they want to hear the honest answer? Because I tell them, if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an honest answer. You may not like my answer, but I'm going to be honest with you. Just a number, Janet. Just a number. I say to myself, welcome in, Jeanette. Welcome in, my dear. Nova Scotia. That's where little sis lives. Darlene lives in Nova Scotia. She lives in Beaver Bank. It's just a number. I mean, don't get me wrong, which is just natural, the natural aging process. We do have aches and, gravity seems to take place here in the middle. Ladies, do you know what I'm saying? Gravity. But again, I'm not 20 or 30 years old. I'm not going to have the body of a 20 or 30-year-old. As long as I'm healthy, that's all that counts. I'm not out to oppress anybody. Warren loved me just the way I was. Welcome in, Kai Rort. Is that it, Kai Rort? Key Rort? Oh, Suzanne, stop. Yeah. Yeah, my Warren, yeah, we were and I'll tell you, it bit us in the butt in the end. I mean, for being honest, but I can lay my head down at night and I can sleep knowing that I try to be a good person. I try to tell the truth. I try to treat people right. Even if there's people I don't particularly care for, I'll be civil. I don't go out of my way to see the person. That's true, Kai. That's true. And tell me if I'm pronouncing that right, Kai. If that's the correct pronunciation. Where are you from, Kai? So yes, I've got lots of boo boos on my hands and stuff. We've been talking about last time I was moving furniture and stuff. You look, whew, it's warm in here. Hot flash, hot flash. Oh, I still get them at 63. The thing is, you have to look within yourself. Yes, Jeanette, look within yourself. That's all you have to do. If you don't like something about yourself, change it. It's all within our control. Look, we've talked about this before. Again, I don't do dramas on my channel. This is a safe place. Okay, cool. Missouri. I trucked to that state many times. I don't discuss politics, religion, or the dramas of the day. And I know there's a big drama that's been going on YouTube. I won't discuss it because her wish was to drop it, leave it alone, and that's what I do. That's what I do. But I found myself years ago, probably 25 years ago, in a dark place. And I looked in the mirror one day and didn't like who I was. I didn't like the way. So I removed myself from the situation, the negativity, and the people that were just bringing me down, bringing me down. And I was on a journey to get back to the happy person that I was, and and self-aware and self-confident and stuff like that. And a big part of that was Warren. Um, he was a big he was God sent because I said, send me. I literally wanted to leave this world, but I'm still here. Uh, I have got a very strong personality, strong faith, and that keeps me going. I've never made a bone about it that I have a very strong faith. I do believe in God. I am a Christian. I have no problem saying that. I don't get into discussions on this channel about it, but I have no problem saying that. If somebody wants to have a discussion, we can go in a private room and we can chat. The same thing with politics. Those two subjects have started and created more problems than I have ever seen on YouTube and Facebook and all these other places. I keep myself very distant from that. You know, um, everybody has an opinion. Okay. The only thing I'm going to say about that is we have our own opinion, but also be opening to listening to other people's opinions and don't be judgmental or argumentative because their their opinion may be based on something they believe in, which may differ from yours. Now that comes from different cultures, different upbringings, different beliefs. You know, my basic rule of life is very simple. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Try and be kind. Try to pay it forward. There's always somebody less fortunate than you are. Exactly, Kai. Exactly. And I have learned from young, old, I learned things. One of the greatest discoveries that I have made by the fiber family that I have made here on YouTube is I have got to interact with people from different cultures, different parts of the world. But we had one common bond, and that was our love of yarn, crochet, knitting, crafting. We had that common bond. Exactly, perp. You made me cry, Zara. I cry easy these days. You guys know that. Um, I am too. I had 3 children. I had a daughter and 2 sons. I have 1 son surviving, 1 son living, but I'm proud of being a mother, being a grandma, being a great grandma. Um, I was proud to be the daughter of my mom and dad. Um, you know, uh, I consider myself that I led a blessed life. And people say, well, I said, look, there's a reason for everything that happens. And I can choose to either wallow in self pity and just sit there and wait, to leave this world, or I can choose to live. I made a promise to hubby that I would live. Hard to live without him? Absolutely. It's hard to live without my son, my youngest, my baby. My daughter was only she only lived 5 days, but she took breath and she lived. I named her, I christened her, and I buried her. So I still feel blessed. There's a reason for everything that happens. And I'll see them all again one day. I'll see them all one day. But so I continue to live life. There's a reason I'm here on this earth. I think we all have a purpose, whatever your beliefs are in your higher power or whatever. I truly believe that we all have a reason that we're still here. There's a reason why I'm still here. I was supposed to be dead 3 or 4 times in my life. I wasn't supposed to be born. I wasn't supposed to make it through the first year. I was in 2 severe car accidents. I wasn't supposed to be here. I mean, I'm here. There's a reason. There's something I haven't accomplished that I was put on this earth to do. You know, when the mothership comes to take me to the next planet, next adventure, I'll be ready. But, you know, I try to find the good in everything and everybody. I have found in my 63 years that there are a few people that there was no good in. I mean, I looked long and hard, and I guess there are just some bad, evil people. There comes a time when we all have to account for our life on earth, whatever your belief is. There comes a time when we have to be accountable. We're accountable to not only ourselves, but to the people around us, to our family, our friends, our communities. Um, you know, my life hasn't been perfect, but I feel I've been blessed because I had a lot of love in my life. Well, Janet, you know, mental health, a lot of people talk about mental health, and it is important, especially in the last 3 or 4 years because our entire way of life was changed, turned upside down, and it never seemed to get quite back to the way it was before, you know. Exactly, Kai, and I do. Look, I love my siblings. I have got 5 sisters and 1 brother. I'm the oldest of 7. And a lot of my sisters live and thrive on drama. I love them dearly. Don't get me wrong, they're my sisters and my brother. But some of them, the drama is so and the negativity is it's toxic. So I removed myself from them. So I love my family from afar. Tell me you need to achieve something before you die. For 40 years I feared achieving too many things. That was a little thing. You know what, Susanna? Live each day like it's your last. The one thing I wish when I leave this world that I have no regrets. Um, I sat by my dad's side his last few hours. Exactly, Susanna. Um, and when daddy passed, there was nothing left unsaid, no regrets. Same thing with mom. The same thing with Warren. And of all of them, that was the hardest. Was watching him. That was hard. And it still is. I mean, it still is. Saturday night after cars, I went up to the cemetery and sat for an hour just talking to him. I don't know if I'll ever get over it. The same as my son. This October will be 10 years he's gone. He would have been this past year. He would have been 42 years old. He was only 32 when he passed. It was drugs. People ask what, and I have no problem saying it. It was drugs. Clean 8 years. First time he tried it again, it killed him. Wonder why I'm so anti-drug. Thank you, Zara. But anybody that I've actually had people, you know, I talk about Warren, I talk about Donnie, mom and dad. They were here. They lived. They breathed. I'm not going to stop talking about them just because they're not physically in the same plane as I am right now. It's a fact. And if you have a problem with that, then I don't need you in my life. And that's the truth. I'm not going to stop talking about people that I love that are no longer with me physically. Seriously, I've had people tell me after Donnie passed, I was devastated. I literally wanted to take my own life. I did. But my faith and Warren and my 2 dogs, Bella and Valeria, gave me a purpose. And I worked through it. I got through it. I'm still here. But I seriously did not want to be on this earth anymore. Susanna, they're alive here inside me, in my thoughts, in my heart. I talk to them because they can hear me. You know, I laugh because I forget what I was doing or something. And I said, "Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I know what it was." When I got Warren's headstone, I literally in my head heard him say, "Are you out of your mind, woman?" Because of what I paid for his headstone. And I could hear him. And there's little things I do. I'll hear my son hollering, "Hey," he'd walk to the front door. Now my son was a big boy. He was 6'2", 300 pounds. He was a big boy, just like Warren and grandson there. In fact, the grandson's bigger than both of them. But he'd come through that front door and he'd say, "Hello, mother." And I hear him and he'd do that laugh he had. So you find the joy in the life that you shared with them, and you hold it dear, and that's what I do. My sister, we lost my nephew in March of 20. I could not get down there because of you know what. And my sister kept saying, "You're strong. You're stronger than me. You're stronger than me." This is Hannah. But Hannah really went off the deep end. She has 7 children. Uh, Josh was her oldest. And it was killing me. I couldn't be down there for her. So we talked, we video chatted, we messaged and everything just to try and support her the best way I can. Um, she's getting married next month, and I can't be down there for the wedding. But she's marrying somebody that I really don't want her to marry. But we won't talk about that. And Hannah, if you're watching this, you know my opinion. But we got totally off subject. See, I'm a rambling nutter. Yeah, I did have people ask me about this. These cordsmiths they're going to be for prizes for making the I-cords. Let me tell you, crocheters can use this too. Crocheters can use these. Doesn't have to be knitters. And there are tutorials on Instagram on how to use this. So if whoever wins this needs to, I can send them the link because I have it saved in my Instagram. Saved. I have a saved collection. There's tutorials. These are great. I messed around with one, and getting used to it takes some getting used to. But I'll tell you what, man, that I-cord, I flew through that I-cord. Big difference. I mean, I have the I-cord machines because I can make different sizes. In fact, there's actually one of the I-cord machines that's in as a prize for the birthday bash. But yeah, so I got to finish working on this because in the morning, sometime tomorrow, I've got to get this list to Lisa and Darlene so they, we have a heads up. We want it to flow. Yes, Suzanne, I do. I have my son remarried, and I gained 2 teenage grandsons at the time and another granddaughter, but she is now, my son adopted her. And the boys, of course, grew, and Tyler had Jackson, who's my great-grandson. And just because we're not blood does not make him not my grandchild, because I love my grandkids. Blood doesn't make you a parent or a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt. It's loving them, being there for them. So I have 4 grandsons, 2 granddaughters. And and 1 great-grandson. I love all my grandkids. I love my daughter-in-laws. They're just like my daughters. My late son's wife, they never got to get married because they were scheduled to be married 6 months before 6 months after he passed away. They were scheduled to get married. She'll always be my daughter-in-law. And my other daughter-in-law, Crystal, Anthony's wife. They're like daughters to me. They're not a daughter-in-law. They're daughters. They're the mothers of my grandchildren, and they're my family. And people say, "Well, yeah, I know. I haven't seen them since 2016 because Anthony was there at a different time when I was down there with Mom, but also too until I became a citizen up here, I had certain criteria that I had to meet about. I couldn't be out of Canada too long to get my citizenship, which we all know that I'm a Canadian now. And when somebody says to me, I say, "I'm Canadian." "Well, you're from the U.S." "Yeah, but I'm Canadian." Proud of it. I'm proud of it. Yes, I'm a dual citizen. I have citizenship in both countries, but I'm a Canadian. My husband was a dual citizen, but you asked him, he'll tell you, I'm Canadian. So, they adopted me. They adopted me. Oh boy, they got more than they bargained for. But what time is it? All right, well, be a little bit more. Oh, Obi, don't you start. Just because I move my hands. I'm Italian. I can't help it. We talk with our hands. Don't mind me. I'm using my stick here. Yes, I know. But it's my vape stick. I had quit smoking, and when Warren got sick, I started smoking again. So now I'm trying to not smoke. So I use this. It's been a help, and there's a lot of times I don't even do that. It's just it's a nervous thing with me. Yeah, they adopted me, and I've got a big sis now. I've always been the oldest. Bailey, is my big sis. She adopted me. She's my big sis. And I got little sisters, but I've always been the oldest. I was the oldest. I grew up real quick. I started raising kids when I was 15 to help my mom when my dad got sick. She brought my baby sister home, and I was raising kids at 15. So I've been taking care of kids all my life. I always wanted a big family, but it wasn't in the cards for me. I had the three, two survived, and I couldn't have any more after Donnie. I couldn't have any more. Okay, Jeanette. Yeah. Well, I try not to do it on live here, but you know what? My videos are always tagged over 18, not made for kids. And I do that for a reason. It's just easier. Okay. Even with the crocheting and the knitting that we talk about and we show and stuff like that. I'm my niche audience or people that I'm coming on to entertain, inform are adults. When I looked at my analytics, which I don't do very often, I looked at my analytics and I will tell you, I have a few male fiber family members, and the majority of my fiber family members are from US and Canada, a couple in UK, India, Australia. Um, well, thank you, Susanna. But the average age is, I think it said 50 to 74, something like that is the average age of my viewer, which is my age group. Hey, I may not appeal to the younger. No, perp, you're not a mistake. I so hate that term when people say a mistake. No baby is a mistake. It's a gift. Unexpected, but it's a gift. I know so many women that were unable to have children that would have given everything they owned, including their left arm, to be able to have a child. You know? So, no, don't say that, perp. You're not a mistake. You were just unexpected. Exactly, Kai, exactly. My mom had my baby sister at the change. She literally was a change of life baby, and oh, what a surprise! And I was not very nice to mom when she told me I was 15 and stupid. And I said, "How could you let this happen? Don't you think we have enough kids?" I was being an idiot. Exactly, Stina. When my baby sister was born, for the first 5 years of her life, she was my baby. I took her everywhere. I went shopping. I bought her dresses, and then, of course, I had my kids. And but Melissa and I were close. Were being the key word. Things happen in families. I'll see. Everybody thinks all Canadians say "a." I hear people from other parts of the world say "a." I mean, there are certain things that we say up here in Canada that, and again, for me coming from the States, it was a surprise to me, and it's like learning a whole new vernacular coming up here. And you can go from West Canada over to the eastern side of Canada, and we say things totally different, as well as in the middle of Canada. Go from province to province to province. The same as in the States. You got the North, you got the South, you got the Midwest. All of the differences is what makes it such a wonderful world. Can you imagine if we were all the same, talk the same, look the same? Boring. Exactly, perp. I had a sister. She had one. It was born too early. It died, and she was never able to have children again. I have my personal beliefs that the higher power made that happen because she did not lead a good life, and the child would have suffered. Things happen for a reason. I had an ectopic pregnancy. I was 35 years old. I had my tubes tied at 23 years old. My tubes were tied. They had to. I couldn't have any more babies because guess what? I was fertile, very fertile. My one sister, she's not fertile. Myrtle. Look at us. We got pregnant, even on birth control. Um, but they tied my tubes, and I ended up with an ectopic pregnancy that I almost hemorrhaged to death. I was driving truck at the time, was in the shower at our terminal, and I started bleeding in the shower when it happened. And I got out of there, and they took me to the hospital. They did a D&C, and I went on, late, rested a couple days, and then back to work. A surprise, yeah. But every baby's a blessing. People laugh. I will tell you, Warren never had children. None of his wife born. We both were married multiple times before, but he never had any kids, biological kids. He had an accident in the service. Something happened, and it lowered his chances of being able to, impregnate. But he still could. So, talking with my nurse practitioner when we decided to get married, I said I'd love to give him a baby. He's 42 years old. Okay, 42. And I talked to my nurse practitioner. I mean, health. I was in great health. So was he. But because of my bipolar disorder, she was concerned because I was approaching the time in my life when I was perimenopausal, and but I could still have babies. They just had to reverse my tubal. So we talked about it, and we decided that we would wait to be grandparents. But I wanted to give him that gift, a child of his own. But he was a great uncle to my sister's kids and to my boys, and I told you my boys absolutely loved him. Anthony was devastated with losing Warren. He was devastated. And Donnie wanted to be just like him. I want to be like you, Pops. And to see them together, you would have thought they were biological because it was creepy. I actually, at my dad's funeral, I actually had family members say, "Are you sure that that he's?" Yeah, I'm sure. DNA don't lie. But yeah, we all have our stories. We all have our ups and downs in life. We all have our little skeletons, if you want to call it. Oh, thank you, MDL. Thank you very much. Hope to see you Sunday. Don't forget birthday bash Sunday, 11 to 1, 6 to 9. Come win. Come have fun. Laughs. Lisa's going to be on panel. Seriously. She's going to be on panel. So you know what it's going to be like. It's going to be a free-for-all. Lots of nice prizes and stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping this up because, I didn't realize I got to get this stuff done and eat some supper. And I need to piddle. I got to go to the little girl's room. And so I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys on Sunday. Between now and Sunday, if you have nothing better to do, run my playlist. I'm like 800 hours away from 3,000. I'm like almost 2,200. But thank you for stopping in, MDL, and appreciate it very much. Oh, I so appreciate it. My favorite family member has been my saving grace. It really has. I get frustrated with myself because I'm trying to squeeze everything that's going on and still find my time to get on here and do a video or do a live or do a tutorial, which I'm not fibbing to you. I've got 2 swatches done for the tutorials that I've got a video. I got the blooming dishcloth and I've got the golden coins dishcloth. Both the swatches are done. In other words, I do one full repeat of the pattern and then I come on to do the tutorial because we're going through that book. And I pulled this out because I've had requests from my knitters. Oh, thank you, Perp. Oh, I bet it's gorgeous. You choosing. I am looking here. I am going to be working my way through this book. 750 knitting stitches. But I'm trying to get the dishcloths finished because at the end of that, you'll have 6 dishcloths you can use for gifts or for yourself. And that there will just be swatches because not right now, but later on, probably towards closer to the fall and winter, I want to have a knit along. We're going to design our own pattern together. Okay, Zara, you make sure you get some rest. Thank you, Janet, Suzanne, Perp, Marlene, Jeanette, MDL, everybody that's in here. Thank you so much. My lurkers, thank you so much for coming. try and come Sunday, celebrate mom and me, our birthdays, and just celebrate Fiber Family, celebrate community, games, prizes, laughter. Heaven only knows what Lisa's going to do because we all love Lisa, but Lisa is Lisa. So heaven only knows we're going to see. So I will see you guys later. I don't think I'll be doing another live until the birthday, but I am going to try and do some video recording. As soon as my tutorial table is full of prizes and prize packs. So I just wanted to come on and so you guys have an idea what you could possibly win. So come on and have some fun with us. I love you all. Yes, Sarah, Ned Long. I love you guys. And have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever it is you're at. And remember, hug, smiles, and happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place each and every day. It's free. I'll see you guys Sunday or in the next video. I hope so too, Kai. I hope so too. Thank you. And I will see you guys then. Bye-bye for now, guys.